CBS News Miami. Weather alert from CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Off the top, it is the next weather alert day. This is video of rain coming down in Northwest Miami-Dade and Broward County this afternoon. There are minor reports of debris and tree limbs down from winds in Broward County. Let's get right to next with our Chief Meteorologist, Ivan Cabrera.
Yeah, about what you would expect from what we talked about yesterday. The next alert, by the way, goes in through this evening for wet roads that are going to continue. We still have flooding in Broward. That's a one spot where we've concentrated a lot of heavy rainfall the last few hours, but we're beginning to improve elsewhere. I'll show you next on the radar. A stormy Tuesday, no question about it, but you know, the storms have been moving so quickly that we have prevented more of a widespread flood. Everything has been pushing east rather fast here, and that is a good thing. But we do have a flood advisory because of what we talked about yesterday, that training, same cells over and over the same area. So the flood advisory now for Broward County, Miramar, Pembroke, Pines there, and we continue to see some additional rainfall now moving over the flood area. This is the spot right here that has been dealing with heavy rainfall. In fact, radar estimates so far, we've been dealing with anywhere from 2 to as much as 4 inches. So this was the plan, right? Generally about an inch, half an inch to an inch, and then a few areas, and there you see it, 2 to 4 inches of accumulation just in the last 6 hours. But I'll widen out to be able to see that that's the one exception there. Most of us have fared pretty well as far as any flooding rain. Not been the case, but we will still monitor that. As far as next weather rain tracker for the rest of the evening, we'll continue to see things winding down rather quickly. But the models have been insisting on a little surge of moisture overnight, so we'll see how that materializes, but we could have a few showers. The bulk of the rainfall, though, and certainly the thunderstorm activity is done. You can see that kind of moving from southwest to northeast. So we'll continue with the flood risk through evening, even when the flood advisory expires at 5 o'clock in Broward. Still going to be wet roads, and with the evening commute, just to be careful and slow it down. And then we do turn much drier, lower humidity, and we still got that weekend cold front that's going to be on the way for us with humidity. Look at this dive coming down Saturday and Sunday. Plan your weekend. It is still looking at fantastic temperatures by the time we get into Saturday and Sunday morning. Oh, goodness, upper 50s to lower 60s. That's what's coming here, so that's going to be pretty nice. Now, for tomorrow, we'll still have some lingering showers. Not a huge deal here, and I think by tomorrow late, that dry air will begin to kind of scour out any moisture that's left over. So we'll be looking at temperatures in the upper 70s to lower 80s through 9 o'clock. Next weather 7-day forecast, no alerts. We're looking much, much better. In fact, we're going into a significant dry stretch here. Not going to have rain for a good while. Get that north wind there. Slight surface moisture could trigger a couple of showers just with the wind off the water, but there's the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Both weekend days in the 80s, and we'll have upper 50s to lower 60s on Sunday morning. So that'll be the coolest, and that is, if you're wondering, unusually cool for this time of year, about 10 degrees or so. And we'll keep the sunshine going with nice weather Monday and Tuesday.
Ivan, thank you. Now to breaking news. The markets just closed after a rally earlier in the day failed. Taking a look at the big board, the markets closed down again today. The White House said today 104% China tariffs go into effect at midnight. China is vowing to fight back. CBS News Miami's Erica Brown has the latest on the trade war from Washington.
With less than a day before President Trump's reciprocal tariffs on dozens of countries are set to take effect, the White House says he's open to negotiating with trade partners.
To countries around the world, bring us your best offers, and he will listen.
The Trump administration also says a 104% retaliatory tariff against China will take effect at midnight, making good on the president's threat to punish Beijing unless it withdraws retaliatory tariffs against the U.S. China responded, saying it will, quote, fight to the end.
Countries like China, who have chosen to retaliate and try to double down on their mistreatment of American workers, are making a mistake.
Here on Capitol Hill, President Trump's trade chief defended the administration's sweeping tariffs during a Senate hearing as lawmakers pressed him on the impact.
The president's strategy is already bearing fruit. Nearly 50 countries have approached me personally to discuss the president's new policy and explore how to achieve reciprocity.
U.S. Trade Representative Jamison Greer told senators that negotiations to lower the reciprocal tariffs will be on a country-by-country basis. Lawmakers on both sides expressed skepticism.
Trump's tariffs will push millions of workers out of jobs and push prices up at the same time.
Whose throat do I get to choke if this proves to be wrong?
Some businesses see the positive. In Mississippi, shrimpers say tariffs on imported seafood can help level the playing field.
It's coming from countries that don't have minimum wages. It's driven our price so far down that a lot of the shrimpers can't even go out and work.
According to the Southern Shrimp Alliance, tariffs have pushed imported shrimp prices up 50 cents per pound. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Developing now, new video captured a brutal double murder. That led to a shootout with police early this morning in Northwest Miami-Dade. CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner spoke to a hotel guest that witnessed the violence.
Guests here at Extended Stay America described hearing gunfire, which we now know is from the moment deputies exchanged gunfire with the suspect. The reason why deputies were after the suspect in the first place, we also now have on video. But I want to warn you, it's hard to watch. New surveillance video captures the moment a suspect casually walks up to this food truck. He slowly takes out his gun and without a word begins shooting people sitting down at a table early Monday morning. We are stopping the video before you see him kill a man and woman. It happened on Northwest 27th Avenue and Northwest 30th Street in Allapattah. Hours later,
last night we heard a couple of times shotguns. We thought it's fireworks.
9:30 Monday night, Extended Stay America guest Arrow and his family heard gunfire.
4 or 5 times.
The Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office said their homicide detectives were after the suspect involved in this double homicide and that he was armed and dangerous. They waited for him to leave the hotel and get into his car before they approached him.
He entered his vehicle, and a short time after, detectives in the process of taking the subject down with using their red and blue lights and their police insignia, were met with an exchange of gunfire.
Deputies shot the suspect. Miami-Dade Fire Rescue said he died on scene.
Despite the exchange of gunfire and the fact that these detectives were trying to take this armed and dangerous subject into custody, fortunately, no deputies were injured, and there were no other reported injuries.
Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office says they are still working on notifying next of kin, so they have not released the identity of the shooter yet. As for the investigation, per policy, whenever there is a deputy or officer involved shooting, the state investigators take over, and that is what's happening in this case. In Northwest Miami-Dade, Morgan Reiner, CBS News, Miami.
Deputies are searching for a shooter. The suspect fired shots at a Southwest Miami-Dade park last night. Deputies say an argument led to gunfire. An 18-year-old was shot and rushed to the hospital where they died. It happened near US 1 and Southwest 264th Street. The victim's identity has not been released. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers. A Miami-Dade deputy is accused of domestic violence. 39-year-old Anthony Zayas is facing a felony battery charge. Police say he got into an argument with his wife. They say it happened in a car in Homestead. Investigators say he repeatedly punched and slapped her and then kicked her out of the car. She called police. He was later arrested. The Florida Gators are national champs. The team arrived back in Gainesville late this afternoon for the celebrations. A welcome back rally with students is underway. Florida rallied to defeat the Houston Gators 65-63 last night in San Antonio. This is Florida's third national title, the first since 2007. CBS News Miami's Lauren Pastrana is at that rally. She's going to have more coming up on CBS News Miami at 5. More news when we come back, but first, we are excited to announce that Marlins baseball is back on CW Miami 33. Join us for Friday night baseball and some Sunday games too. Watch Marlins baseball back on CW Miami 33 beginning Friday, April 18th.
Road closures turning downtown into a ghost town.
We were having lower foot traffic and a hard time covering the rent.
Miami businesses suffering.
So we're talking to businesses here, getting you more details about when this construction will wrap up.
Wednesday morning at 6.
We are following a developing story. This is out of the Dominican Republic. Officials say at least 44 people died and 160 were hurt after a roof fell at a nightclub. This happened at a club called Jet Set. Crews searching for survivors in the rubble. 8 people have been pulled out alive. It's unclear what caused that roof to collapse. Seems like everything costs more these days, and now that is the case for a certain lottery game. So as of today, the price of a Mega Millions ticket is now $5. That's more than double the price it had been. Another change, the starting jackpot will be $50 million. That's more than double the current starting jackpot of $20 million. Officials say these changes are good because your overall odds of winning improve. The first drawing with the new changes is tonight. And out of this world welcome for a NASA astronaut. He was among a crew of 3 that blasted off into space overnight. Johnny Kim and 2 Russian astronauts arrived at the International Space Station earlier this morning. They joined the other crew members at the ISS, including those from America and Japan. The launch happened just before 2 a.m. The trio will spend about 8 months at the ISS. Disney World's Animal Kingdom is debuting its newest resident. Meet Tucker. The baby giraffe was born a few weeks ago and made his theme park debut just yesterday. Tucker is a breed of giraffe that is endangered. In the next few weeks, he'll get to explore his new habitat. You can see Tucker during the Animal Kingdom Safari ride. And that does it for your CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami, and have a great day.